Hello everybody. White and Nerdy Man. Sorry about my absence yesterday. We are back again with another episode of Slay the Spire. We're just going to be picking up right back from where we left off at our previous run with the Silent. I remember that we went with the Philosopher's Stone relic. We gain extra energy, but everybody else gains 1 strength at the start of each combat. So we will see how that goes. I'm just trying to familiarize myself with my current relic build here, as well as our deck. I think we had a pretty strong synergy going, especially more defensively. A little bit of noxious fumes in there for a good measure. Let's collect that Philosopher's Stone. We're going to be proceeding to level 3. We might be able to bring it home and achieve a victory with the Silent. I'd be ecstatic to do so. My dog is barking again. We'll just ignore that, keep going on. She'll shut up eventually. Alright, but I hope everybody has had a great weekend thus far. I do believe that after this run, I will immediately start recording the first Daily Climb episode, and we'll be going from there. We really don't have enough money to do shopping, but after 2 combats, perhaps, that does lock us into fighting an elite monster, though. And on the final level of the Spire, there are some really terrifying things. Terrifying elites. Let's just go this direction, and then we can decide after the next question mark. But yeah, I didn't get to do a recording at all yesterday. I got to see my mom and dad. They live very far away from me, so it was good getting to see them again. Had a good time, all of that good stuff. Let's see, we're going to be getting 22 damage. I say, we have 5 energy to work with, so that'll be fantastic. We won't have quite enough. Teddy, stop. Oy. Where was I? Ah, yes, blocking up. If you heard a thwack, I just thwacked her on the butt real quick. Didn't hurt her. Just to clarify. Masterful Stab. We will go ahead and try to get that Exploder out of the way. We will not be able to kill him this turn, unfortunately. So we'll be suffering 4 damage this turn. Regrettable, but at this moment, unavoidable. Add a random skill to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Deal 5 damage. We'll skip. We'll skip for now. This guy in the front will get extra thorny. We'll take a little bit of damage, but it's okay. Nothing that we can't handle, I would say. 4 HP. And then Mr. Thorny person's going to attack there. So we have an extra energy this turn. What I'm thinking is that we go Footwork to increase our defensibility. The neighbor was mowing her lawn, and I was trying to prevent a lot of noise, and now my dog is filling in that noise gap by scratching her ear on the carpet. Sometimes you can't win, it feels like. We'll go ahead and play... Choke will instantly kill that enemy, so it's almost kind of useless. Now, every single time we attack the spiker here, we're going to receive damage. This is a shame. So tell you what. Choke him. Do Piercing Wail to get all of their strength down, so they're not taking as much damage this next turn. We will get Orichalcum, so we'll just be receiving 3 damage. It's worth it to, well, actually, Orichalcum will cover our defensive needs. So let's just go ahead and leave that be. Draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, or deal 8 damage twice. Deal 8 damage twice is going to be useful. The damage is going to be negated coming in from these guys. But yeah, nothing, I haven't really been playing Slay the Spire all that much the past couple days. I've been playing Borderlands a lot more. Just kind of what I was in the mood for, I guess, but coming back to Slay the Spire is a no-brainer whatsoever. I don't want to get cocky, though. We can immediately kill this guy with Poison Stab. Let's do, actually, Strike and Endless Agony. Poison Stab. Get some damage going on that die. Defend, so we can attack the thorny person here. And let's see. Apply 99 Vulnerable, Exhaust, Nightmare. Choose a card. Next turn, add 3 copies of that card to your hand. Outmaneuver. We'll roll with Outmaneuver. Not that we're really in an energy deficit at the moment anyway, but I think we're in a good position where we might be able to win this. His thorns are going to be hurting even more now. Let's go ahead and strike to get him out of the way. We're going to defend to gain 10 block. And then Flying Knee to hurt him a little bit more. Deadly Poison actually will be good for next turn. That way we can actually get some poison on the Spiker guy without getting hurt ourselves. Because we'll only receive the thorn damage if we actually attack him. And hey dude, if you just want to keep on buffing, that's fine with me. This will become a little bit more of a battle of attrition. That way I don't have to get hurt by you. Sure, another Noxious Fumes. We'll just keep on piling up the poison until he eventually just kind of kills himself. He does have that extra strength for just 1 point of damage, but we will be okay. Outmaneuver. Playing this a little slow, but it's all good. Bullet time? Why not? Oh, I'm hoping that we'll be able to win, and that way on this save file we will only need to win as the defect to see what's behind that mysterious seal that I saw at the end of the credits. Don't know if I talked about that earlier or not, but after the credits were done rolling, I noticed that there was a seal that the insignia for the Ironclad lit up on. Same thing for the Silent on my previous game. So I'm interested to see what's behind that door, and honestly, we'll just end the turn. Yeah, no point. He is dead. The poison took ya. Fantastic. We could do Backstab. Innate. That's for 15 damage, and this is exhausted in the first turn anyway. That is good, I think, flying right out of the gate with that. Once again, deck is a little bit oversaturated a bit, but I think this complements our build quite well. And it won't necessarily pollute our deck for the rest of the turn. Oh, and we still have the shoes, so we can actually fly to wherever we want, so we're not necessarily stuck at this elite at all. I'm just going to keep on doing this previously planned route. Now, these enemies might be a little bit more tricky because we're immediately going to be receiving 28 damage right off the gate. But don't worry. 28. We apply a burst. That's 16. Or footwork, burst, defend. Not quite enough to negate all the damage. Unfortunately. These guys are tricky. With their lifelink ability, we basically have to kill them relatively at the same time, otherwise they're going to keep regrowing at 50% HP as long as one of their buddies are still alive. Let us go Dagger Throw to get a card draw. We have to discard. We do have our opportunity to negate. Well, I would say that we'd have opportunity to negate damage, but we don't have any more energy. Regrettable. We'll just discard the card that we just drew. Backstab him, and just go for regular strike on him. Sucker Punch. 1 week would be great. Dexterity. More dexterity is good, that way we can get blocks up faster. The trick with leaving an enemy alive is that, well, you have to kind of leave them alive and risk more potential for damage. Not crazy about all those alternatives, but oh, as I was talking about Daily Climb, I will be starting today as soon as I am done recording this run. I believe that I will be posting... I'll probably go ahead and post the ending of this run first before... pardon me for just a second. Okay, OBS is still running just fine. I'm going to post the end of this run first before we post the first episode of Daily Climb, but then I'm hoping to alternate day to day as often as I can get to record. But back to the game here, we are suffering an absolutely stupid amount of damage. 38. That's regrettable. I go Footwork Piercing Wail to just reduce all of that nonsense down to a more manageable level. So instead of 38, it's going to be 14. Just enough for Survivor to do its work. We're going to be losing an Endless Agony, but we'll also do Phantasmal Killer. Well-laid plans actually sounds good. Whenever I really like it whenever we're drawing power cards that we would not normally have. I believe that it is a very good boon to our combat. And we're going to get hit for 0 damage for our HP. We're whittling these guys down slowly by slowly. We're having massive defense potential. And now we have damage potential out the wazoo. So, immediately, the guy that has the most HP, guess what? You're going to get choked. We're going to have well-laid plans to continue to choke you. We're going to blur. You're going to be dead, actually. A little flying knee, you in the back. 20 damage to all enemies. 2 of them will be down, and I think it'll be easy enough to take down this gentleman in the middle here. Let's just go ahead and go Adrenaline. That way it'll be in our hand, or hopefully be in our hand the next turn. I have to remember that doesn't necessarily put it in our hand, but it puts it in our draw pile. Very interesting build we have going on here. Just all the synergistic possibilities. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kill. That's aggravating. So we go Noxious Fumes. No potions, thanks to Sozu. Strike. Strike. Defend. That was quite unfortunate. So we're going to be dealing with 2 of these guys at lower HP. Oh, unfortunately, this is going to drag on a little bit longer than what I thought. The cards did not avail us this time, and we have massive damage coming in this turn again. But everybody's poisoned. We could do Adrenaline. Draw 2 cards. Yeah, might as well get the card draw going. We've been hit once, so Masterful Stab is a little bit more expensive. But that's fine. We're going to block it up. Makes it sound like that you're going to be constipated. If we do 6 damage, that takes down to 8. And I'll have 6 stacks of poison. So we won't negate all of the damage. Ugh. I don't like that. Not at all, gang. Sure, another masterful stab will be quite timely. But we really gotta make sure that we can kill these 2 guys this turn. Of course, he's blocking up and making lives a little bit more difficult for us. But it's just that one turn, man. That is all that we get. So since you're going to be an obstinate creature there, we took care of all of his block, effectively. Flying knee unto you. He's dead. And neutralize. That's not going to be enough. Holy mackerel, that's aggravating. But with blur, we're going to have... Okay, all-out attack. We have really got to kill these guys. Pretty sure people are out there who are more experienced than I am are like, come on, dude, what is wrong with you? So we have 2 of them to deal with before that guy grows back. This is getting out of hand. Phantasmal Killer, you know, just in case. We have more than enough block. Stab the heck out of you. And out of you. He only has 7 stacks of poison. Glass Knife, just to get anything that can increase our damage. The guy in the middle is going to be growing back. But this guy's going to die next turn from poison. Boy, this is getting annoying, isn't it? Don't worry, guys. We'll persevere eventually. There we go. Out of here. And out of here. Golly Neds, that was a little bit crazy. No more potions, thanks to Sozu, but we do have the energy trade-off. So far, I still think that's going pretty well for us. Escape plan. Draw 1 card. If you draw a skill, gain 3 block. Our deck is saturated enough Let's just keep rolling. We do have a little bit of money to work with at the shop. Not enough to where I will feel 110% comfortable. Oh, and this one where you're guaranteed to lose a card. This one is a bit frustrating, but it might actually work in our favor depending on the options it gives us. But as you head upwards, hopping from one floating shape to another, you slip. You begin to fall. While in free fall, you consider your options. Land safely with your greatest techniques. Channel a power to survive their fall, or strike at the wall to hang on to it. So we can lose a defend, lose a footwork, or lose a strike plus. Let's lose defend, because we have enough other block cards to compensate for that anyway. You land with extreme grace before continuing on. That actually wasn't so bad after all. Let's see what the old merchant has knocking about in his inventory here. Potions, unfortunately. Cannot take advantage of those. Do we want to remove a card? This will likely... This is the last shop that we will be encountering on this run. From what I'm seeing, unfortunately. So, yeah, we might want to go ahead and remove a card. One that, well, no, we only have 3 defense left. I could get rid of a strike. Not that we're at an energy deficit by any means, but it just helps thin out the weaker cards. Sure. We can't spend it on potions. Might as well just take out one of the crappier attack cards, and who knows, we might find a better replacement. Let's just go straight to the next combat. Remember, we could skip, we can go to any lane here 3 times. And then after that, we're stuck. Oh, okay. Pardon me. These things might be a little bit of trouble. They already have 3 strength, and he's already coming at us for 15. Not so fast, I say. We can neutralize him, just to guarantee lower damage. We don't have any card retention or anything like that to worry about. Will he be able to kill ya? Not for what I'm seeing, admittedly. If we play Phantasmal Killer, we will have enough. And actually, with Orichalcum, we'll have more block than what we would have played with Defend anyway. We will be suffering a little bit of damage. But I say, get backstabbed, buddy. A dagger's gonna get thrown at your noggin. We're gonna get rid of regular old strike. You're gonna get a flying knee to your face. And you'll get some poison. The rest of his buddies are going to buff, unfortunately. Gain 5 block, draw 2 cards. Whenever you play a card, gain 1 block. That'll be useful, I think, for this one. So we suffered a little bit of damage, but it could be a whole lot worse. That guy will very likely be dead in a couple of turns anyway. Let's just hope he's not going to buff himself. We are actually going to be suffering 47 damage. Let me see. Well, hold on. Before I get a little bit too carried away, he's going to get choked. Piercing Wail. That's going to make him suffer some choke damage. His strength is completely worn down. He's only going to be dealing 5 and a buff. So we only have 24. We got to play Blur. Strike could immediately kill this guy. Just doing some considerations here. We might as well. And although poison will slowly bring him down, honestly, negating more of that damage so that we're just taking 4, I think is going to be a better idea at this juncture. Next turn, draw X cards and gain X energy. Exhaust. We'll skip. I think we're handling these things capably enough where it's not going to be as demonstrable as a threat as it was before. Footwork, just for the extra defense. Dash. All-out attack. Survivor, sure. There's really nothing else that can be done. Glass Knife will be useful just to get this guy out of the way. I'm confident, guys. I'm thinking that we may actually be able to take down the final boss with this build. With this fume. I saw noxious fumes come into my hand and I got distracted. Let me see. We have Burst. Next skill is played twice. That's actually going to be good. Just to defend up. Noxious fumes. We might be able to kill him, actually. Oh yeah, he's going down. Just covering my bases, man. Trying not to get too hasty or impetuous. No more potion, but we got a teeny bit of money. But money is now irrelevant as far as this run is concerned. Caltrops. This will be good for our tankier build. That way we can get some passive damage going on the enemy. And we've already got rid of another card, so we're back up to a nice and even, and what I feel like is comfortable, 25 cards. And something else that we can do in the future as we progress in these runs is that we can do custom games to y'all's specifications. If you guys have anything that you would like to see, or any horrible, horrendous challenges that you want to try to see me overcome, then we can definitely leave me some feedback, and I will gladly take it in consideration. We'll see if we can do it. Not chicken out. We're going to go ahead and rest. We have only received 8 damage, but our next rest... Well, we could jump hop from campfire to campfire like a spineless coward. And honestly, that's what I might do. So I'm going to rest for this one just to get us up to max HP. Go to this campfire. Smith it. We only have 2 of our winged boots left. Our Hermes shoes. And we have to choose our next upgrade carefully because it might be one of our last. All enemies lose 8 strength this turn instead of 6. Burst next 2 skills played twice. Caltrops 5 damage each time we're attacked. Choke has been really good. Get a choke on a boss and that will really hurt. The neutralize is good too. I say choke, especially if we're against a solitary final boss. Well, actually, who was it? Oh no, it's the Shape Twins. Okay, we'll roll with it. We will see how this goes. Really, I have no point. There's really no point in me going to combat intentionally anymore. I really don't need the money. I don't really need the cards anymore, and it's just going to be damage that we just don't necessarily want to put ourselves into unless we absolutely have to. So let's see what our event is here. Navigating through the beyond, you discover a glowing tesseract spinning and shifting gently in the air. Interact, you touch it. A sharp pain flows through you, followed by vivid flashes of a distant memory. Whose memories are these? We will add a colorless card to our deck. I don't want to lose any HP at this point. Ooh, these are all good ones. Let's do Trip for Apply to Vulnerable. I think that'll be good. Confusion, objective, balance must be enforced, define. Balance, error, balance not found. Define, balance, error, balance not found. Warning, large object approaching. I am Niao. I really like the lore that's sprinkled throughout this game. I would love to see some stories, or maybe even write some stories centered around this universe. Let's go ahead and open this chest. Let's see what's in it. Question card. Future card rewards have 1 additional card to choose from. So that means we'll have 2 instead of 1. Not the best relic that we could have gotten at this stage of the game, unfortunately. And we could use our 2 remaining Hermes shoes here to escape both combats, but we don't know if the question mark is guaranteed not to be a combat or not. So let's just go ahead and charge ahead into the next one. We have a rest right up next, and that's good because this guy is horrible. He applies a debuff to us that will cause 10 damage of Constrict each and every turn, which is nonsense. So, Noxious Fumes, get yourself poisoned. Backstab. Dash. Gotta go fast. We will do Strike, Strike, then All-Out Attack. Well-laid plans will be good for this battle if we actually get the card. But yeah, as you can see, that debuff is very unfortunate. So it's at the end of our turn, so we're going to have to really make sure that we have block. He's going to be dealing 23 damage. Gadzooks. Piercing Wail will bring him down just a wee bit. Flying Knee. Vulnerable. Have a little bit of extra damage in there. He's got some poison, and Noxious Fumes is going to give him some more poison. We will be taking 16 damage next turn. Because that stupid coil. Is that HP, straight HP damage? I don't know. Burst, yes. Okay, no, it went straight to our block. We're going to be losing HP. Yeah, this one's terrible. We got to kill this guy, and fast. Neutralize to get his attack down. Well-laid plans. Footwork. Masterful Stab. Phantasmal Killer. We'll skip a card this turn. This won't hurt as bad, but we will definitely need to rest next campfire. I really, really hope that with Phantasmal Killer that we'll be able to, like... Oh my gosh, this hand is literally useless. Gain 20 block. Burst. Gain even more block. We actually will be able to subvert all of our damage this time. That was a pretty wimpy attack, though, unfortunately. If we can go Skewer, and we have all 5 of our energy, then we will definitely be able to kill him. It actually played out more fortuitously than what I thought. Shokyu, Endless Agony, and Dagger Throw, just to bring it home. Yeah, that guy is not a fun trip. Also, we actually have future card rewards, but I thought I only had one from... Did it replace a relic? Or no, I'm sorry, my head was in another run. it can be difficult to keep your runs separate if you're not playing and finishing one in one sitting. Oh, let me see. Add a random skill to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. It's not too bad. Acrobatics. Draw 3 cards. That's really not bad. A free card at this point. Not too shabby at all. We're going to rest up. Definitely rest. We want to be as close to his max HP as we possibly can. We're going to go to question mark. Hope it's not an enemy. But of course it's an enemy. These guys again. In the words of Jafar, how many times do I have to kill you, boy? If only dash was a skill, but it's an attack. But we will play that, regardless. We can go backstab on this gentleman there. Blur. That way, 11 block will carry over. And Phantasmal Killer to get some next turn insurance going, if you will. Hopefully we'll have enough to just kind of bludgeon these guys. Of course, they're going to do the logical thing and block up. We'll have a significant amount of damage. 40. No. Not 40. 46 coming in. We will add a random skill. Apply 4 poison and 2 weak to all enemies. Yes, please. That takes down their damage considerably, down to 24. Footwork. Defend. We will be taking some damage, but not nearly as much. Poison Stab. Endless Agony. Let us keep an Endless Agony for now, as much as we want to take advantage of the Phantasmal Killer bonus. We will be taking some damage, unfortunately, but not, I was going to say Noxious Fumes. Each person is poisoned, but it's not because of Noxious Fumes. We'll be taking a little bit of damage. A Masterful Stab goes up in cost because of that, but that's okay. We're going to apply Vulnerable to you, who's trying to block. Caltrops. $18 damage. Flying Knee. for 11. We're getting 12 damage coming in this turn, but we'll be able to negate all of that. We'll skip card ad for now. I think we're getting in a better position. He's going to block up, of course. This is getting progressively riskier as we keep going. Let's go ahead and calm the heck down, son. I don't want to die. Noxious fumes. Let's just go ahead and go dagger throw on him. Okay, so we have to make a decision here. Orichalcum will come up no matter what. We are getting 28 damage total. Realistically, we are only, the max that we are going to be able to negate is 10, depending on which one we choose. Unfortunate. Defend is not the best. Honestly, we're going to eat a little bit of damage, but I think this will be worth it. He will die from poison next turn. He won't, but he'll be incredibly vulnerable next turn. We're going to get some Orichalcum. I don't know if the innate will work mid-combat or not. I think it just gets shuffled in as a regular card. It's a free, powerful attack. Why not? Okay, one of them is dead. But I do believe that we'll be able to kill these guys next turn. As remiss as I am to take the damage. Actually, he only has... there's only one more to kill. And backstab it is. There we go. That one was not nearly as painful as our last encounter with these fellows. Do we add a card at this point, or do we just keep going? Noxious Fumes plus again. Have 2 Noxious Fumes. Honestly, I think that's a good idea. That way we get 6 poison, potentially, on the enemies each and every turn. We could scum it, actually. Let's do that. Let's rest up. And then, hopefully, the next question mark isn't a combat. And then we can actually have an upgrade instead of having to rest before the final boss. But of course it's going to be a combat because the game is going to be the game. Fantastic. Immediately, footwork. Let's just get rid of strike. It will not be optimal. We're going to be taking a total of 22 damage from the enemy. And now we have enough to negate all that. We honestly, well, we actually could have kept strike, but it's negligible, I would say, at this point. We'll skip what a Nilry's Codex is going to be giving us. We've got 2 days shuffled into our draw pile. We will be taking some damage. Nah, actually, no, never mind. Math was off on that one. Only one guy's attacking, and that's Mr. Splody Eye. At the start of my turn, apply 3 poison to all enemies. Burst is only good for this turn, so really it's kind of useless to play at this point. Let's go ahead and dagger throw. Now we do have a bit of an option. We can discard Daze. Now since if we discard it, it will not dissolve, it being ethereal. It has to be in your hand in order to exhaust at the end of each turn. But honestly, I think having all of these cards, we could do Burst. No, it's an attack, not a skill. Never mind. I'm tempted because I'm seeing the block first. I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's a skill. No, it's not. Have it attack him. He'll get poisoned next turn. I think this is the smarter play. There is an innate temptation to immediately kill an enemy, but sometimes that's not always your best strategy, I have learned. Sometimes just waiting it out patiently, especially as the silent, is a good strategy to employ. So he's going to explode, but hopefully poison will kill him before said explosion actually happens. Oh dear. Not optimal. Get some vulnerable going on this guy here. Caltrops. Defend. Strike. And a strike. Okay, we're about to do a little bit of experiment. I don't know... Explodes this turn. We might be able to... the poison might kill him before he explodes, but we'll just have to find out. Unfortunately. I definitely don't like that. Okay, good. It did kill him before he could kill us, essentially. We're taking 1 damage. But 1 damage is not terrible. Just go ahead and blur it up. Phantasmal Killer. Riddle with holes. We don't want to do attacks that are multiples like this with the thorn, with enemies with thorns on, because that would be, it would hurt 7 times 30. So we get like 35 thorn damage, which would be absolutely ridiculous. We could honestly just kind of wait for them to kill themselves on our Caltrops. Thorn the thorns, as it were. We'll just go Distraction. Not optimal. Not optimal at all, actually. I really don't like this. Do we just suffer the damage and rest? I don't want it to be that way, but unfortunately I think it's going to have to be that way if you want this battle done anytime soon. Yeah, he'll die next turn, unfortunately. We can honestly wait for him to die. Yeah, next turn, he's a goner. No matter what it's done. Yeah. See you later, buddy. He is out of here. And then we'll be on to the final boss to see if we can take him down. Honestly, there is a temptation to not rest but upgrade, since we're down 13 HP, but 13 HP is a precious thing in a boss fight. So we're just going to rest up. Unfortunately, the game was not kind to us with that question mark, that encounter. And we're going to face this dynamic duo of a final boss here. They already start off with a little bit more strength than what they would before, so that's unfortunate. And they have 2 artifact, but Noxious Fumes will negate that in 2 turns. What we can immediately do is burst to make him vulnerable twice to immediately get rid of his debuff. And that card is not exhausted, by the way. It will come back into our hands eventually. But we will be eating... Let's see. He's going to be dealing 22, or Calcum will negate 6, so 16 damage right off the get-go. That displeases me greatly. But it's just going to be a fact of life at this point. We'll skip what we have there for now, but we did a good bit of damage to one of them. Oh man, yeah, that hurts. And we have no ways to heal ourselves, unfortunately. He's going to be doing 28 friggin' damage. Ugh. We're going to go Strike. Endless Agony. All-out attack. There's really nothing else that can be done. Maybe Deadly Poison, just to keep the poison train going, but honestly, I'm not feeling very optimistic at the rate that we're taking damage here. These guys just deal out a lot of pain each turn, and they get stronger each and every turn. But immediately, Neutralize is our friend. So is Footwork. Caltrops. Defend. Oh, and Survivor, so that saves us from taking damage this turn. Thank goodness. Piercing Wail, I think, will be good. That will, I think, will help save our lives in this fight. He's going to be dealing a little bit of thorn damage to himself. Circle of Power, they just keep getting stronger and stronger. Unfortunately, but they're getting some stacks of poison. Let's go Dash, because we're taking 34 damage. My goodness, this is terrifying. Deadly Poison. Phantasmal Killer. Insurance for next turn. Could do 99 Vulnerable, and that'll just, like... That'll take care of him for the rest of the match. Here's hoping, anyway. This is going not very well at all. And he will kill us. We don't do something about it. So let's choke him. And wail at him. And wail at him again. So we'll only be dealing 10 damage. So we could do Terror to get this guy vulnerable for the rest of the time. But let's do it with him, honestly. Because this guy's about halfway down. Deka and Donu. I just don't think, honestly, guys, I really don't think that we are going to win. I'm not trying to naysay, but I'm just being realistic at this point. Way too strong. Yeah, one attack will kill. This is desperate. We could go Burst. Play Blur twice. That will almost save us. Distraction, you gotta come through for me here. That didn't help at all. Dagger throw, maybe? Oh, useless. Well, actually, not quite. Reflex, maybe. Dagnabbit! We're dead, guys. Yeah. Yeah, we're completely dead. Futile effort at this point. We had just enough for him to, like, kill us. It is disheartening, but honestly, this is the fate of more runs, more often than not. It's quite unfortunate, but guys, we put up an incredible fight. Is this my true potential? We will get there, though. We will get there. The Silent is a more difficult class to play. I am pleased with our progress. And speaking of progress, we got some permanent progress, got some unlocks rolling on in as a result of our efforts here. This will be fantastic for some poison synergies there. Bane deals 7 damage. The enemy has poison that deals 7 damage again. Catalyst, double the enemy's poison, which can get ridiculous. And then Corpse Explosion. I'm thinking Diablo 2 Necromancer vibes there. Apply 6 poison when the enemy dies. Deal damage equal to its max HP to all enemies. That'll be strategic in the future. We've unlocked the defect, which we'll be using for the next official episode of the Let's Play. But for now, we're going to call this episode here. Thank you guys very much for watching. I highly enjoy this game. We lost this time, but we're going to bounce back, and we will come back, hopefully, for another victory next time. I am White and Nerdy Man. If you like what you see, just hit like, comment, subscribe, if you are so inclined. Hoping to get to the daily climb up by tomorrow, or the next day. We will see how that goes, but we will see you guys next time on the next episode of Slay the Spire.